This is it. The last one for today.
Good.
I know, it's tiring.
I'm a little sweaty by now.
I've noticed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
We all are.
we can't move the microphone further away from that, so we're good.
You want to switch on the light, maybe?
I bet the batteries died.
Oh, that might be the thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I will do that. I'll tell you what, I'll do that while you introduce this show's guest.
It's actually an all Belgium company this time.
It's an all Belgium day.
We're all Belgians at the table now.
I'm not Belgian. I'm not Belgian. I work for a Belgian company.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Anthony, you work for Barco. So how does that work for a Belgian company? Do you get like extra waffles or extra moule frites or?
We're quite lucky because Belgium have one of the best, or our head office has one of the best restaurants, I would say, of any vendor. So if nothing else, come across, experience our demonstration and experience tour, and you're guaranteed to get a very, very good meal over in Belgium. So yeah, it's very good. And also Belgian beer, but not in the office.
Of course. No. But I've actually studied in Kortrijk, where where the headquarters is. So I know the buildings pretty well.
Yeah.
So, but if you're there, I definitely know some brilliant bars. So.
Yeah, definitely.
I've been inside the building on one of the Belgium open business days. They had tours, so I got as far as reception, saw the queue, turned around, went somewhere else.
Okay.
As much as I'd like to have actually gone in and seen the process.
I once did a small project for Barco, moving some of their file shares to show.
Oh, remember that?
That's a long time ago.
Well, the building now, I've got to say, it is fantastic. So, being British, the best way to describe it, it's like walking up to Wembley, because it's a circular building, beautiful, middle of the countryside, lovely. Don't know how they got planning permission, but the building is really good.
That's how we do things in Belgium. Yes.
Just do it.
All right, Anthony, what do you do?
So, I'm sales director for UK and Nordics. So today we're here showing our latest product, which is the launch of our new room system. So we ventured into the world of Android. The product itself is built on Microsoft MDEP.
Yeah.
We're here today just obviously showing it to the resellers and end customers, but it's an exciting moment for Barco, definitely, to move into this world of Microsoft.
So
Because you used to be mostly creating like these big beamers and healthcare stuff.
So we still do that. So Barco is renowned for all of our projection. So we've got 60% share of the cinema market. So if you go into a lot of the big, cinemas, a lot of it is being driven by Barco. We also do a lot into the medical world. So a lot of mammography and that type of diagnostics. So we're renowned for that.
Doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother you. I had problems with the cameras this morning, and now you have problems with these X-rays. Yeah, it's been a funny day.
Yeah. It's very interesting, to be honest with you. So if you look at Barco as a brand, that not that many people outside of you guys in Belgium actually know that much about Barco, but we're in so many different parts of everyday life, from the medical side to the enterprise side. But I actually work myself on the enterprise side around meeting room technology. So you most probably know the product called ClickShare. That's what I manage the business for the UK and the Nordics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that was your first toe in the water in this game, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, so it goes back 12 years when we launched I think it was called the CSC1, completely revolutionary product. The great thing about it, again, Barco is a company which is all built around innovation, and some of the senior team at the time had a major problem because they didn't like having to plug a cable in all the time in order to share content, and they wanted to share more than one source of content on screen. So they basically said to the engineers, go create something. So in their spare time, they created it, and the rest is history. So it's come a long way. We've got over 1.2 million click shares out in the market.
Wow.
We've got, I think it's 30 million users of our Barco app, which is out there. So it's become a very, very successful product for Barco.
So this was the next logical step.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've seen the market has evolved. So the power of Microsoft and Microsoft Teams rooms and that side. So we're not quite there at the moment because we're still in the pending certification process with Microsoft. But certainly from our point of view, we see this as a really positive step because we can take a lot of those customers that we've got today that love ClickShare, and we can evolve them and move them into the next phase, which is going down that Android platform, and we're really looking forward to it.
So your Teams room solution, what kind of rooms is it oriented? Is that more like the really big, how do you call that, board meeting rooms?
Cinemas.
No, it's not for cinemas.
What room sizes is it playing around with?
So the way in which we've actually designed the product is quite interesting because we've taken a more modular approach. So we've got some very good, strong relationships with our alliance partners. So at the moment, we're working with a wide array of different vendors out there. And what will happen with this product is we will work to get certification with these vendors and their audio-visual peripherals. So it will give us that unique position in the market that we've actually got something which you can accompany our product with a larger meeting room, camera setup, a multi-camera setup, or alternatively, a small huddle space. So it gives the end customer some flexibility in how they design their meeting rooms, but with ClickShare at the heart of it, because the great thing about ClickShare is the fact that you can plug in a button, you press the button, share your content, anyone can share, and it just gives that collaboration into the meeting room. So that's, the key benefit of obviously having the ClickShare in with the MTR as well.
Do you actually manage? Do you actually manage the video stream that runs through the systems with ClickShare, or is it just a connectivity over them or protocol?
So effectively, the video stream is just delivered wirelessly. So we are. Oh, I've got a bit of extra music coming.
Yeah, we all have.
Yeah. So. We've just designed a brand new button, so it's our Generation 5 button, and the benefit of that is it works on Wi-Fi 6E, so it's got a lot more performance in the product, so you'll get much better, performance from a video standpoint, by obviously pushing it across that button.
Yeah, no, that's good. I mean, a lot of videos, these cameras here are all designed to run on Wi-Fi 6 now as well, because of the security of the video.
Yeah. Well, I think that's one of the things as well that we hope, obviously, by going down the MDEP platform, it's really going to help us because obviously MDEP is built around Microsoft. It's designed for security. And I think what we see in this day and age is more and more end customers are becoming more conscious about their security. So yeah, as I say, it's an exciting time. We're not there yet. We're still pending our certifications, etc. But it's a good time to be talking about the product.
It's good that you mentioned security because I see more and more of my customers asking themselves, like, should we go on board with a US brand? I just want to say on record, Belgium never invaded any other country.
On record.
Ever.
So that's cool. We actually know where your product is being certified. We were lucky enough to go visit the certification workshops for Microsoft earlier in the year.
Yeah.
It's rather an interesting place. Everything is temporarily built up on the outside. Looks like a stage set from a movie. and then you walk through a door and you end up with a beautiful meeting room where they're
Okay.
putting all the kit through their tests.
I've not had the pleasure, so but I'm sure it'll be rigorous, and we've got our fingers crossed that everything's going to go to plan.
Yeah, it was an interesting trip. That was. It was a good journey. So no, that's fun. So what have you actually got today? So we know what ClickShare is, and that's fine.
Yeah.
So are you stepping into all components in the market, or focusing only on some, or is it really a focus on working with partners?
So effectively, we're here today, obviously, to talk about our existing range of ClickShare and obviously the new product, which I've explained a little bit about earlier. Our go-to-market is very, very much about engagement at all levels of the channel.
Yep.
So we work, at the end user level, but we have a very, very strong partner program with our channel partners, and I've got a team of guys that manage that side of the business. And all of our business is basically done through the channel. So we use distribution, we don't sell direct, etc. So from our side of it, it's a great opportunity to come here today to meet up with our partners, show our new product, sort of following its official launch at Infocom last week, and, sort of just network, really.
Oh, that's nice. So are we going to see Barco projectors in our meeting rooms?
I would say more in your auditoriums rather than your meeting rooms. So our philosophy is that it's very, very much that, sort of larger space that we're looking to develop. We do have specialist products within our projection range, which cater for like the simulation side of the market. Okay. So we do a lot, sort of simulators as well. But I would say certainly from the point of view of that larger meeting space to, sort of the cinemas that we talked about earlier, those are where we see our focus rather than at the low end of the market.
No, it's nice having a toe in the water now, and if you find a lot of input into organisations at the enterprise level, then it may well become a no-brainer to actually take that beautiful tech at high level and try and miniaturise it.
Well, in fairness, we do see that certainly in the corporate world now, that you are seeing large corporates actually bringing in broadcast studios.
Yes, that's true.
And we've got technology, sort of from our projector range and our video wall technology, which we can cater for those requirements as well. So, as I say, we're most probably the best kept secret in the market.
True.
Yeah.
It's true.
Okay.
No,
So-
I mean, we were 2 seconds. We were in Brussels, in Google, and in AWS just recently. They've all got full-blown studios on the top of the floor that they used to present from.
Yeah.
So they're surprisingly hidden away, but there you go.
Yeah, so Steve keeps talking about projectors because he kind of wants one for
Yeah,
his
I'm waiting for
house.
mine,
But,
I know I can't afford theirs, and they're a bit too big for my room. I've looked at them already.
yeah.
It would be the best. I'm not arguing with that.
True.
I need a new bathroom first.
Yeah. And an air conditioning unit, which I think we all need here today.
Yeah, that would be brilliant. But everyone here talks about AI, of course. So when is AI coming to ClickShare?
So,
what will it do, actually?
well, to be honest with you, we can't say too much at the moment, but it's definitely very, very much on our, sort
Radar
of
screen.
hit list. I think you see more and more AI coming into the meeting space. So again, sort of there will be developments coming from Barco, and we are looking very, very seriously at AI and how we can bring that and, sort of things maybe such as, occupancy, sort of the meeting room, except all of those types of things, trying to make that user experience as seamless as possible. But those are maybe a few snippets, but my R&D team are very, very secretive, and they tell sales most probably last. So
all
because
lines,
we'll promise the earth. So there we go.
Exactly. With good reason.
Yes,
They'll
absolutely.
tell you last.
That's
All
what
right.
a sales job is.
It's true. Yeah.
It's very cool.
Absolutely.
So, in terms of the approach that Barco has when they meet people and they go, "Hey, we're Barco," do people really understand the size of the company?
I don't think so, if I'm honest. Obviously, in Belgium, you do. If you go to Kortrek, I think that a high percentage of the population is employed by Barco.
That is true.
But it's one of those. It's one of those strange anomalies when you actually show a customer our promotional videos. They see the size of our building, they see the scope of our sort of reach, because we're a global company as well. They're quite blown away, and I think the big thing is the innovation that we bring as well. So if you look at products like ClickShare, there wasn't really a collaboration market prior to ClickShare coming to the market, and you now see that everyone is in the world of collaboration. So that's what I think Barco stands for. It's pioneering new innovation and really driving outside of the envelope on technology.
Awesome. It's an interesting tech at the moment, because there are people here and some suppliers here that have the dongle kind of tech now. They're starting to use it. We actually just bought some, but I really can't make my mind up how to secure the things, so they're currently locked in with the service desk, and if anybody really wants to use it should go and book one out, but that's just our environment, because it'll go wandering. I've also had problems with some of the other suppliers, like like people on the socks there, where I want to be able to switch stuff, so I can switch my mouse and keyboard, but I can't switch my video feed or my camera. So with that kind of tech you're using with ClickShare, maybe that's one of those really nice things from an end user perspective we would love to be able to do, where when you're switching machines on monitors, because we all tend to be running multiple machines on monitors, not just techie people like us, but everybody's got their own machine and then they work from home. Yeah, maybe there's an option there. So talk to your R&D boys.
Yeah,
I brought a great idea back from Steve Dolby at Commsverse. But it's true. Video, you end up with multiple webcams on the top of the stream.
It's I think that's one of the biggest challenges that you most probably see in a meeting space today, is sort of how can you get that experience from the meeting room to the endpoint in a way which is not false, sort of it's fluid, so it's like us here today talking, and that's a really difficult thing, and that's where camera technology comes, and there are things that we've been working on, but as I say, that's something that my R&D team are most probably working on behind the scenes, so I can't say.
Look forward to it. That'd be quite cool. All right, anything from anybody else? This is Barco, guys.
I know.
What's the largest projector you've ever built?
I think off the top of my head, because I'm not on the projector side of it, so if anyone hears this from the projection side, they may turn around and berate me.
They can correct us.
Yeah, absolutely. But
Put
I think
a comment in the YouTube video.
Yeah, I think it's 75,000 ANSI lumens.
Wow.
That's what we've gone up to. But that's laser based, so it's got 3 dedicated lasers. You have to cordon it off because you can't stand in front of it, because it's that powerful, and it's about the size of this table with its own air conditioning unit. So, yeah, as I say, it's some pretty big stuff that we're dealing with.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing it.
No problem.
Oh no, I did have a question actually. I know we talked about the depth of it, but when did Barco start?
So we've just had
their first products?
Yeah, so we've had a 90-year anniversary.
Okay.
And basically Barco stands for the Belgium American Radio Corporation. So our background is actually, sort of all about jukeboxes and things like that. And where we were most probably, when projection first came out into the market, we were known for our CRT projectors. And actually, people used to refer to them not as a projector, but they used to refer to them as a Barco. So it becomes synonymous with, sort of projection. So again, that was a technology that we innovated, and we brought that to market. So yeah, we're certainly a forward-thinking company.
Nice, I like it. Well, thank you very much, Anthony. It's been a great and interesting conversation.
Excellent. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much. And nice to meet, the Belgians in the UK.
Belgians in the house.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, thanks very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Drop them on the table. That's great. Neat.
All right.
Thanks. Bye. Barco, you worked there. I remember you saying you had them as a customer some years ago.
I did a file share migration there, but I'm also 10,
Nice.
12
I
years
use their
ago.
click shares a lot, but they
Oh, yeah.
don't always work that efficient.
Really?
On my computer, it can be
Oh,
maybe.
they always work.
No, part of the
They
fun.
always work.
Well, no, I have to say I've sometimes hit and missed them as well then, so we will see how it all pans out. Greg, I
Hello,
think this is
hello.
not the first time we've spoke.
No.
No,
Okay,
back
oh,
again.
we
Yeah,
need
it's
to do
better
this.
to use the microphone. They keep telling me as well. I keep turning around like this and
Okay.
I'm getting into trouble.
Yes. We met last year.
I think so, yes, we did. And I've still got your black sweatshirt. It still gets worn on a regular basis.
Very nice.
It's
Good
nice
to
and
hear.
warm
Keep-
and I'm decorating the house, and so it's perfect.
Yeah, you don't need it today though, do you?
No. No. So what's the swag situation this year?
Swag situation. So we've got some socks.
Socks? Everybody's
Have
doing
some
socks.
socks
Do we have
somewhere.
your socks?
Again.
That's the question.
Oh, not really.
Oh,
Yeah,
hey, I like
don't
those.
like today.
Yeah. Yeah.
You probably would just want
I like those.
some
I can
open-toed
When
shoes.
I'm doing the plumbing, that'd be fine.
but we've also got some nice ice lollies.
Ah,
A cooler box
Ice
full of
lollies.
ice lollies.
Oh.
We know where we
Yes.
need to go.
Please do. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Come and help yourself.
Yeah.
this place does
Cool
have a
down.
reputation that people prepare for, don't they?
Yeah.
So
Apparently.
fans,
Yeah.
we had
Without
fans
fail.
from somebody and now ice lollies.
The heat just starts
Alright.
ramping up.
So have you brought your own freezer?
We've got like a cooler box, like a camping cooler box with some dry ice in it,
Nice.
Oh.
keeping
Yes.
everything nice and chilly.
We will
Seems
go
to be
there
working.
later.
Please do.
Right, let's wrap this up and then.
Yeah, I mean, job's done, right?
Yeah, the next one we'll just have to wait.
Nah. Anyway. So, how's life?
Life is good. Life is busy. Yeah, can't complain.
All right.
Tollring is busy.
Tollring is very busy. Lots going on. Yeah.
Nice. So remind everybody what you're up to and what you're bringing new. Anything new to the show? Has it?
So we've got new stuff all the time. So we're a software vendor, cloud-based software as a service. So our product is constantly evolving. You know, we bring out. We've got, you know, when we talk about the Teams market, we've got a suite of products designed exclusively for Microsoft Teams, and there's 3 separate products within that suite.
Yeah.
And we're constantly developing those products, so bringing out new major releases about once a quarter, maybe slightly longer than once a quarter. But yeah, those products, which we launched in stages, starting about 5 years ago with our collaboration analytics for Teams. We then launched our call analytics for Teams, which is a call center light solution.
Okay.
And then just over a year ago, we launched our call recording with AI, conversational analytics. And you know, each of those products is being developed and improved with features being added that are typically features that our customers and partners are feeding back into us to go, do you know what? We're using the product, it's working well, but
This is what we need.
this would be really cool. Could you do that? And we take it on board. We obviously look at the commercial side of things because obviously development costs money, and we need to get a return on that development. But where we can see a demand in the market, then we will develop those features and add them to the product.
So your marketing team sent us some information, and I did like one of the questions they asked.
Uh-huh.
So you guys are doing AI development, but
We
you
are.
don't have in-house AI development skills.
We do have.
Oh,
Yes, we do have. Did we say we don't have?
yeah, they said without
can-
having in-house AI development skills.
Oh,
No.
the customers
No,
don't
no.
have AI skill.
The customers. So
Oh.
what we
But
do.
it's still
the
an
value-
interesting question.
Yeah. No, so this is the value, right? Because there's been a lot of hype over the last 2-3 years about AI. Everyone's got
Really?
to have AI.
Have you
Have you heard
noticed?
this?
No, not me.
We don't use AI.
Didn't catch that.
No. But
Yeah.
you know, the hype came. Well, if you listened to the audio codes keynote speech this morning, we're in the trough of what is the
Trough of despair.
the trough of despair, right? You know, there was all the hype, and now people are going, well, where's the value? Where's the money? How are we going to monetize this? How are we going to derive value out of this? And part of the reason for that, we think, is because certainly for our small to medium customers who don't have the in-house resource in terms of developers or analysts or anyone who can take the tool, and this is again what was talked about today, which is that AI is a tool, but take that tool and leverage it to get value from your business. If you don't have those in-house skills, then what do you do? And businesses are scratching their heads, and that's where we add value. So what we've done is we've taken AI, we've taken the tools, and with our own in-house development, so we do everything in-house. We've got a team of about 100 developers. We build products that are very consumable, very easy to consume, and deliver value from day one. And that's for both our partners and our customers. So we've got two routes to market. We've got a channel, so a very strong channel. We've got a number of our partners that are here exhibiting alongside us today. But we also sell direct to end users, so we're fully embedded in the Microsoft marketplaces. So enterprises can consume our product from within Microsoft marketplaces. But what we've done is build these products that are very, very easy to consume and deliver value from day one using AI to take the incredibly rich data that is voice conversations.
Okay.
And I think the value of voice conversations has been largely ignored up until now, because there was no way of really using that data.
Grabbing all that.
Yeah,
because it's
using it
just so
intelligently.
much. Yeah.
Well, and also if you think about it, voice conversations that are typically done on a telephone system, they happen in real time and they disappear into the ether. You might have a CRM system and you might tell your staff that they should record the details of the conversation in the CRM system, and then even if they do that, how do you pull the data out of that? If you can record a voice conversation, if you can then transcribe that into text, you can then analyze that using AI and pull all of the data. And it's kind of like, imagine if you could have someone sitting alongside your employees, every one of your employees, listening to the conversations that they're having with your customers and your partners, and then at the end of that call telling you the key elements of the call, whether it's competitive intelligence, whether it's information about your customer services, whatever it is, that is data. And what is AI built for? It's built for taking data and delivering business value.
Okay, cool.
Right.
So it's like AI as an app.
AI as an app, yeah.
AI as a solution app.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I mean, it's it's not an AI app. So it's
using
it's
AI
a product
to
that
deliver
uses
the
AI.
solution.
So I'll give you an example of one of the
Good one.
features in our call recording solution. So most businesses who have a call center type situation where they've got agents dealing with customers will have supervisors who will want to be able to listen to those. If you're recording calls, you might want to listen to those call recordings and then do a scorecard. And you'll build a scorecard based on things that you target your agents on. Do they ask the customer their name? Do they ask for their account? Do they ask whether they've had a nice day? Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Do they try and upsell them? Do they tell them about the new product? And then you do a scorecard. Okay, that's a manual process. And if you've got a large team of people and you've got to do that for a large number of people, it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of human resource.
Yeah.
What our AI will
Or
do.
just take a sample, which is often not correct.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So what our AI will do is take all of those call recordings, apply your scorecard. So you build the scorecards, you tell us what's important to you, and our AI will do the scorecarding for you. So you will just get a scorecard for your agent to say, here's their calls from the last week. This percentage were rated 5 stars, these percentage were rated 4 stars. Oh, and by the way, there were a few that were rated 1 star. You then go and listen to those 1-star calls. So that's where we're using the AI within the product rather than as just a piece of AI that we sell as AI.
That's interesting. I thought about that. I mean, deciding what the prompt is going to be is hard work for somebody sometimes, and always missing out something. So if it's already built, if you like, as a application using the power and giving you fixed results, I guess it also works out quite cheap as well. It's got one function or 2 functions, and
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess it will also help improve your call center people to be better and to learn from the good ones.
And you get value quite quickly. I know that's what Greg said, but hey, I need to know what my 1-star calls are. I just run this and it gives me the information I need.
Yeah, it's, for training, to your point, there's a huge application around training. Both, here are some examples. You get some new joiners, sit down, part of your induction. Here are some examples of good calls. Here are some examples of calls that started out bad, angry customer, where the agent has used techniques to turn that customer around to create a positive atmosphere and ended up with a happy customer at the end of it. Learn these techniques. Oh, here's an example of a really bad call. This is what not to do. So yeah, training of agents and improvement of agents is a huge application. Simple things like listening for keywords. So you're in a competitive market, for example. You want to know what your customers are saying about your competitors. Are they launching new competitive offers, and your customers are calling in? Maybe you're a digital television service provider, and you are getting a lot of customer attrition because your competitors just launched a new package. Listen out for what your customers are saying and tell me what my customers are saying. What are the things that my competitor are offering that are most important to my customers?
Yeah.
And then you can, take action to evolve your own product offerings.
Cool.
Yeah. Are you looking at entering new markets? What are customers asking? You might be a travel agent, and there's a travel program on TV, and they've done a whole thing about Papua New Guinea, and all of a sudden you start getting calls for Papua New Guinea. Well, let's use AI to pull out the information about what customers are asking about to then tailor make our products. All sorts of real world applications.
Nice. I like very much.
Yeah,
And
didn't
so it's
even think about it.
analytics on speed.
Mm-hmm. That's actually pretty brilliant.
Yeah, we think so.
So how much are you going to sign up for, Marie?
Put me down for 1,000. Yes.
1,000. Okay, I've got my order book at the stand. We'll get your signature.
Is this how your relationships with your customers tend to work? So this level of innovation, how we can help, and because I guess they're quite small, you can react quite quickly to demands for tweaks, information, missing features.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So and again, there's two aspects to it because we've got those two routes to market. So a lot of the feedback we get is through our partners. So our partners have got the customer relationship. Our partners are selling our products to their customers, typically wrapped up in a solution that we are just a part of, and they are the ones at the front line getting the feedback from the customers, and they feed that back into us. But yes, we do also get feedback from the actual end user customers where we are transacting directly with them. And customer success is not a new thing. It's something that was kind of became a thing a few years ago, but we take it very seriously, and we've got a customer success team, and part of their job is to listen to the voice of the customer, get feedback, and then feed that into our development team. But the fact that we do it all in-house makes that easy for us to do. We've got a very flat management structure and a very agile way of working, and having all of our dev in-house means that we can react pretty quickly, from a customer giving us some feedback to the product team sitting down and considering whether to build it into our roadmap, to actually having it developed and productized and launched can be as little as 3 months' time. So we can be very, very quick to react to market demands and customer demands.
Nice.
Very agile.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So one of the questions that kind of links in there. So what are the must-have applications to bundling with Teams phone systems to build a complete UC solution? But I'm guessing you probably got quite a long list of right there. But there must be some must-haves and starter packs, if you like.
Yeah, so I mean, that's a question that feeds very nicely into our product set that we've built for Teams. And one of the things that we see in the market is that a lot of traditional IT MSPs are being asked by their customers to deliver Teams phone system solutions. And those traditional IT MSPs don't have a lot of experience in designing, implementing, and supporting phone system solutions. They've never done it before, but now because it's Microsoft-based, they're being asked to by their customers. And one of the things that is often overlooked is the ability to have a look at your phone system usage and analyze what's going on in there and provide management information, so business information, through very easy to consume dashboards. So for a customer, an end user business who's using Microsoft Teams as a phone system, an analytics tool that allows them to understand what's happening within their business is very important. But if we look at it from the lens of our partners, what partners are struggling with in the market is it's a very competitive market. There are not only a lot of voice platforms competing with Microsoft Teams, but even within that Teams ecosystem, there are lots of service providers offering Microsoft Teams solutions. It's becoming a very commoditized market, and differentiating yourself in that competitive market is quite different.
Yeah.
And so for us, that's where we add value to the service provider in terms of providing them with products that allow them to differentiate themselves in the market. So not just offering vanilla Teams voice. You can offer something enhanced with, advanced analytics. It also then increases their annual revenue per user. So the margin that they're making, because it is becoming a commoditized market, margins are getting squeezed, and making money out of selling just Microsoft products is you're not going to make a lot of money out of that, right? So we're adding to their value, and then we're making those customers stickier. So the more you can build in around your solution, the more sticky your proposition becomes, and the more difficult it becomes for your customer to move to just another provider of Microsoft Teams. So for us, there's two answers to that question. It's what's important for the partner and what's important for the customer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes absolute sense. Yeah. So is it just the phone system that you're focusing on, or is it also like the omni-channel analytics that you're trying to focus on?
So we don't compete with the omni-channel contact center platforms. It's not our target. It's not our market. We don't play there. When it comes to our call analytics product, it is voice calling. Mm-hmm. That is, we stick to that. When we look at our AI platform, which is our conversational AI analytics, when we look at the roadmap for that, today it's voice, but when we look at the roadmap for that, what we are absolutely focused on is being able to ingest media from other sources, whether it's chat or messaging or video or whatever it might be, and pull that into our AI engine and then apply the AI treatment to it. But not as a contact center platform, more as a conversational AI and media AI analytics play.
Do you ever see this becoming a service that you can run for people for their particular networks, or do you do that already? Because I'm getting the impression you sell them the products, you sell them the reports, and then they get on and deal with it.
Yeah.
But does you see that becoming a service?
It's not a service that we would offer. We're a software vendor.
You're happy doing the software,
what we're good at is building good software that does a good job, that provides a good solution for customers, that's easy to use, and all of that sort of stuff. It's our partners that typically would wrap what we provide into a service, and absolutely it forms a key part of that service offering that MSPs would want to offer to their customers.
Yeah, it's interesting because you're the second person we spoke to today where the focus has been on our partners, and I absolutely love partner networks. But you come to a show like this, is it more becoming a way to get to partners? Or because I guess we end up with a lot of end users here as well.
Yep.
But I guess you end up going around the stalls to find out where your new partners are or your other partners maybe.
Yeah. For us,
but it works for you, because obviously it works for the other people we spoke to as well.
For us, it works very well. It gives us a chance to reconnect with existing partners. So if I think about where our booth is today, we've got one of our partners straight opposite us. We've got another partner two doors down. The partner that's 2 doors down is demoing our products to their people visiting their stand. So we can reconnect with those sorts of partners. We can also go and find new partners, but then also because there are end users here, we get to talk to them directly as well. So it's a triple whammy for us.
Yeah, no, that's really, really good. Mm-hmm. Cool. All right. Anything else you want to tell us about with Tollring, and then?
No, I don't think so. I think we've covered off
somewhere.
I think we've covered off. Really what we want to get across at this event, which is, we've got some great products from Microsoft Teams. They're continually evolving, and we've got an eye on the future, which is all around providing customers and partners with, if we talk about partners, products that they can very easily build into their portfolio and sell to their customers without the need for any skills either themselves or customers. And we're just going to continue to make those things better and provide more features.
No, it's really good. Thank you very, very much for the update. It was great to
Absolute pleasure.
catch
Yeah,
up
good
again.
to see you guys again.
See you next year.
Absolutely. Yeah, look forward to it.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
All right, bye.
Thank
Greg.
you.
Cheers. Nice. I remember
Come get an ice cream.
Yes, we will. I remember last year being surprised about a software vendor being here at the exhibition.
Yeah.
And how interesting that was. It was great that they kind of carried on with it. Do you remember Tollring from last year or not?
Yes.
Yeah,
All right.
that's good.
Okay. Where are these Spectralink people?
They should be here at 4:10. 10 past 4.
Okay. Yeah, so
We have 3
good.
minutes.
Okay, then I'm quickly jumping into the little boys.
Oh, that's so you're quite good that we're close to the little boys' room then.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, off you go. So
That
that's
was
cool.
no big surprise that he needed to go there.
No, it's been at
No.
least 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So what have you learned today?
A lot.
Too much.
Too much.
And your
yeah.
foot hurts, doesn't it?
It starts to hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, we need to get you a tall stool to sit on.
Oh, that will be great for tomorrow.
We'll have a word and get that fixed. Hey, how you doing? He's having a look around. You're looking at the competition, are you?
It
You're
doesn't-
looking at the competition. Yeah, come and grab a mic. Grab a mic. Oh no, too late. Well, you can grab a mic here, but there you are.
Are you supposed to be on?
Yeah, they're on next. I just saw you wandering past. We'll catch up with you later. That's neat. Now, there's always one that never speaks, and always one that does speak. That's good. You have a lot to live up to. Look at what they tell us you're going to say.
I haven't even seen that.
Well, there you go. So we've got some lovely ammunition to ask you questions on.
A
Hello,
lot of
Stuart.
information.
Welcome. Having fun
Yeah, it's been brilliant.
until now.
I actually have a personal question. We need one more of these.
Come over to stand G1
Yeah.
and you can get 3 more.
Awesome. I will do that.
Even better, you can get a beer.
Oh, guys, I
How
need
come
to.
your marketing
Do you want me to
person
send
came
some?
without
Do you want
a
to get
beer?
some
Yes,
deliveries?
Please. Let's.
Yep.
Could you do that?
I knew there was beer. They
3?
told me this morning.
Yeah. Yes, please. And 3 bags.
Oh, yes.
IPA, please. What are you drinking? Oh, you're not a beer person. Oh well. We'll finish
You've
that
got
up.
2 now.
Yeah. Neat. Oh, I
Because
like
these
this.
have the Mentos with Fanta flavor.
So
Yes, they do.
And I am 100% sure that my daughter is gonna say tomorrow, Daddy, you are the best daddy in the world. If I give her that.
Yeah. Well,
With a
we'll
makeup
make sure we put 2 in your bag.
You can have mine. Actually, we'll all donate to
To
her
charity.
pleasure. Yes.
There you go.
To your charity.
All
So
right.
that's good.
So we have a long list of questions to go
I bet
through.
you say that to all the boys.
Oh,
Oh yeah, he probably does actually. But let's not move on there. So Spectralink has been at the forefront of enterprise mobility.
shall we let them introduce themselves
yes.
first?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So introduce yourself and tell us why Spectralink has been at the forefront of enterprise mobility.
Good evening.
Hello.
Nice to meet you. So my name's Stuart Wright. It's a pleasure to meet you guys.
Hey,
I
man.
actually don't know who you are, but
That's fine.
I've just been thrown in the deep end here, but it's all good. So I've been at Spectralink for 3 years in October, a business development director there. I joined the company based on the back of what Spectralink as a company are doing with the integrations to something like Microsoft Teams. And that's where a lot of our strengths are coming from, is those integrations from our IP deck solution, which can be managed by our own product as well. And it's driving the market. As we all know, Microsoft Teams is the center of everything, if you like, and it's about the peripherals and verticalization that you can do with solutions like ours. So if you're a service provider or a partner, you can generate more revenue by looking at frontline workers, desk workers, because they're out there and they tend to be forgotten. And if you're an end customer organisation, you might put the warehouse on hold, or you might forget about them to have them connected to Teams. That's where we come in and help, and a lot of our customers are in that migration stage. So a bit of a mouthful there, but that's the crux of what we're doing.
So I think the first thing you need to explain, because I'm okay with it, but IP decked.
Yeah.
You're very good, obviously, at throwing that analogy in. So, yeah, why don't you tell us what IP decked is and what that means to you guys?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, DECT is a technology of how you transport the voice over a radio network. Yep. So you need on-site, you need a controller and base stations to give you coverage around the area. Traditional DECT went over analog cabling, cabling, but now if you put IP in, you need that to be IP enabled and for all that traffic to go over an IP network. There are lots of networks out there today still, as we know, that are analog, on-prem, and customers don't want to recable a building for £200,000 or $1 million or more, depends how big it is. So they might want to put one of our IP gateways in that site, so you don't need to recable, and put an IP server in front of that. And then you turn all of those devices on that analog network into Microsoft Teams. You can connect them into Microsoft Teams itself.
Cool. So, digital technology in mobile phones.
Yeah, so are we talking about DECT on Teams, or is...
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we had actually a couple of years ago at a Commsverse.
Brilliant.
Oh, hello. Beautiful. I'll have a sip of mine then.
That's okay. They will come out. Anyway, you
Shake it. Shake it. Oh no. So I also like, are we talking about DECT on Teams, which I think is fascinating. So what is then the difference between DECT and Teams Card? Because just as you said, you don't know us. Or at least we come more from the collaboration standpoint in Teams. So Teams and chats and stuff like that. For me, the whole Teams calling, and definitely the whole DECT technology, I know about it, but that's about it.
Yeah. So if Spectralink, all they did was traditional digital DECT, we probably wouldn't have a business. And the fact is, we have more than that. And it's all about, as I mentioned, if you look at Europe, 65% of customers or connections out there are still on-prem. Only 35% are moved to the cloud. In the UK, it's 60% cloud. In Germany, it's 20% cloud. So it depends which region you're in. Depends on how much of transition you've done. So basically, it's all about those integrations into the collaboration technologies that give us a business. And that business is all those customers are moving to the cloud. They have legacy equipment, legacy devices that can't go to the cloud with them on that journey, and we help them. And we have quite a lot of customers that phone up and go, help. I've got this warehouse and this factory. I'll switch off a VIA or whatever it's going to be in 30 days, 60 days. That warehouse is not going to be connected to the common platform, which is Microsoft Teams. Therefore, we don't recognise the ROI, and we've got to keep two platforms running. So we enable them to connect everybody, the frontline and deskless workers, into Microsoft Teams as well. And Microsoft Teams is by far the biggest driver for us as a collaboration technology. We do Zoom, 8x8, WebEx calling, and everything.
Yeah, and you like it because it already has the accounts and everything, identity and security all in there.
Yeah. Well, exactly. I mean, DECT is highly secure. We have a high secure environment, TLS, step A and step B, and doing step C as well. Step C is the highest you can get. And I think there's only us and one more that are working on that at the moment. So it's a highly secure voice. Voice is secure. Yeah. And voice is still king out there. Believe it or not, we're doing a podcast talking voice, so. Customers still need to talk, and you need reliable, certified devices and equipment that if you're in a hospital, for example, you don't want that call to drop. If you're talking about a patient or someone's having a heart attack, there's risk of life, risk of death, you need to be heard. And that could be anything from roaming with our Wi-Fi, because we do Wi-Fi as well with dual antennas, so you're connected to one antenna as you're talking, the other one's looking for the other access point, so you never drop the signal, continue that call, down to echo and noise cancellation. In our Wi-Fi devices, we use AI to do all of that noise cancellation. You could be banging a drum, smashing bottles and everything behind me, and I'm talking to you and you won't hear a thing. I know it sounds, a lot of people do that, but when you're in the environment like a hospital, you need to be heard first time and not repeating yourself, because seconds could mean life or death.
So
it's a bit doom and gloom, I know.
So is the big sell the quality of the voice, or is the big sell the easy migration without having to roll out a digital network and take the standard stuff?
So the voice is a given for us.
Yes.
We do that weekends at the voice on IP DECT and traditionally DECT itself. But use cases are changing. Staff safety is paramount. So you need to make sure your staff are safe. So if they're lone workers walking around a perimeter of a building for a security guard, for example, he stops walking. What's happened? Has he been attacked? Has he had a heart attack? What's happened? An alert will go from our device, because we've got motion detection intelligence built into it. Alert will go to a central location and say, this guy stop moving in this location, and then someone can go and see what's happening. And it's, I'm working with a mobile phone operator in their retail branch, and their use cases are changing as well. Because it used to be voice and connected to a central platform for contact center to make calls and route calls to different branches. And now the use case is that's a given. It's now, okay, what about we get gangs of people running in trying to steal stuff, it's press a button. Staff safety is absolutely paramount, but also have the application running on those devices that they can see the customer, get the customer information, know what they're going to buy, what the contract is, and sell them stuff quickly. Because if you walked into a shop and you don't get noticed and you don't get what you need in a couple of minutes, people will turn around and walk away and go somewhere else. So
yeah, me especially.
Everything's use cases are changing. Yeah.
So is it just an app, or is it also hardware?
It's hardware. So if you look at your iPhone, our first device looks similar to that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll come to the stand, I'll show you, but I can throw it, I'll throw it to you, you miss it, hit the floor, and nothing's going to happen to it. It's IP68 rated, so you can drop it in water, dust proof. One of our customers works in steel, and there's loads of iron filings going everywhere, and up until us, no solution would work. We'd have to replace every device within 4 to 6 months. And these are sort of things that we come and solve those problems that are unique in some instances, but we see them all the time.
Yes.
So you've got to have devices that work, and when you're in warehouses, you need that staff safety as well.
So are you basically just increasing the capability in a adverse environment, or are you actually increasing the quality of the call, or are you increasing the ability to do digitalization over old analog links? Or are you doing all of
It's all of that, yeah. It's all of that. I'd say the primary driver is, what examples are I've got these warehouses.
Yeah.
Or it could be the global level, it could be the regional level, but we have a lot of global customers who start off in one big location and then they start spreading out and out. It's not a one and done, you can click a button and everything's migrated.
Yeah.
You've got to rip out the old kit, put in a new kit, because there's still an element you have to have of controllers and base stations on site. But it's all of that. It's the integration is the key thing with the Microsoft Teams integration. It's absolutely critical for companies, as I said, want to move to new communication capabilities. You can't use Copilot without Microsoft Teams, for example. So if you've got all your desk-based workers on Teams, but you haven't got your factories and warehouses on it as well, you'll run into maybe 3 platforms. So you'll spend a lot of money.
So my question has to be, why are you not just using normal mobile devices?
Yeah, that comes up a lot, and it's not fit for purpose. So if you look at a Wi-Fi device, for example, with the Apple iPhone, if you're in a hospital, or you just use my example of you're on a voice call, you must have witnessed it. You're in an environment with what access points you're talking. Call drops as it hooks onto another access point because it's got one antenna. Ours has got 2, so you're always on a call. It'll hook onto the next one. That call will flow seamlessly. You won't know anything about that. And it's also got hot swappable batteries. So I'm in a call talking to a doctor about I need help with. I've got someone on the bed here. I need to operate very quickly. Help me. You can take the battery out, still have that call going, put a new battery in. iPhone, it goes dead. You've got to wait another few minutes before you get 1%, 2% once you've plugged it in.
I like.
Yeah, it's
very cool.
It's very, very cool. And then so with DECT, it's about the integration to Teams. With our first Wi-Fi devices, it's about the certified applications that run on it as well. So things like Oracle, Cerner, Philips, the electronic patient records. We go through stringent testing and certification so they can put the app on our device and they know it's going to work. And they know when you press a button, an action happens. Or you put some data in, an action happens, and it goes to the central database.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't believe the amount of testing you've got to go through because it's milliseconds. It's got to be response time. And we did a proof of concept recently, a healthcare provider in the UK, and our 3097 came out on top as the fastest response time against everybody else. So they gave it to loads of users, said, right, use these devices for a week. And the feedback from ours was by far the best and easiest to use and responsiveness. So, if it's like if you click on something, either online or on your phone, it takes a while, you might delete that app. You just be, no, I need it now.
So do you have your own operating system running on these things? Or
So that's the Wi-Fi is Android based.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Android based. But on our DECT, it's our own stuff. So designed and engineered by our brilliant DECT engineers in Denmark.
Cool.
DECT engineers in Denmark.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
next to the technical stuff about all of this, how hard is the adoption for companies? Because you have people from all levels, so the frontline workers will not be easy to get used to all of these tools.
So if we stay on DECT, I mean the DECT it's a pretty simple looking device itself. It's got, imagine an old Nokia phone kind of thing. It's a lot better than that, obviously. It's designed for specific purposes.
Well, they were indestructible as well.
Well, yeah, I've still got some in my kitchen drawer my kids used to play with. They're still in there. Now, remember the old Razor? I've got one of them in the drawer as well. But, it's very easy to use. It's self-intuitive. But obviously, if it's brand new for people, then we train them. We show them what they need to do, how they need to, what happens when you press that button and hold it. This is what's going to happen. You know what I mean? So we're an organisation that pride ourselves on the support and the back-end people as well. So we don't just go and sell stuff and run away. We sell stuff, implement it. We go and do site surveys. We white glove everything for our professional services. And then obviously with the right maintenance and support contract, you get full technical support, firmware updates and so on and so forth. But you know what? If you've got a problem, you phone us up and we'll fix it. And we won't say, oh no, right, we're really busy. You haven't got support. We'll talk to you. We're not going to leave you hanging or say, go and read section 2 in document 5 and all that sort of stuff. I'm not explaining it very well there, but I think you get what I'm saying. Having people at the end, so we pride ourselves on that back-end support as an organisation, and the people there are great.
So you do directly to customers, or do you work with
we work through distribution, into partners and the resale community and service providers. But I personally talk to the end customer with them as well. Sometimes the end customers come to us and we say, who do you work with? And they tell us, and we go and talk to them as well. But we go shoulder to shoulder and build up trust, honesty, integrity. All those good things come with partnerships and relationships. You've got to make sure you have that with the reseller, and our resellers and partners trust us to go and speak to the customers without them.
Nice. I love exclusive deals. I mean, this is what it is, isn't it? It's about taking that technology that we expect on our mobile devices. And I have a lot of train drivers in my job driving around with my apps on, and sometimes they connect and sometimes they don't. The way you must connect, this is obviously the ideal solution. And I guess from your perspective, it's about both the device and the protocols to connect and the applications to be focused on what is needed for that particular industry.
Yeah.
So you're all encompassing, but you're the Harrods of mobile devices.
We love it. There's a growth. We grew 34% last year in DECT.
Wow.
So that's good.
Yes.
It's very, very positive. We're aiming to do more this year. And as I mentioned, the opportunity is in the market with customers who are doing that technology transition from on-prem to cloud technologies. And we're leading the way on that. We're the first to the market with Microsoft Teams integrations into the Microsoft SIP Gateway. I think there's 6 now. We've got about 30% of the IP DECT Microsoft SIP Gateway connections.
Nice.
That's a mouthful, isn't it? So
we're
leading the way.
Time.
We love it.
No, that's great. It's great to finish off with. Last year's conversation I enjoyed. This one even more. Nice. I love that transition
and
to
this
cloud.
year
Something
they
that
are
was
35
years.
35
with us
years.
here.
Oh, wow.
So
Love it.
I'll say thank you for 35 years, and this IPA is very nice, my friend.
You're more than
Thank
welcome.
you,
It's a
Stuart.
pleasure to meet you all, and thanks for putting up with me.
You're welcome.
You're
Hope
welcome.
you enjoyed it.
All the best.
Bye for now.
Take
Yeah.
care. Cheers.
Yeah.
Thank you.